Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the month of September. And this month is packed full of events. As you well know, the way things are going in the world, this is a pivotal month as well. And probably the reason why this month is so pivotal is because now we're going to start the eclipse season. And eclipses, they occur twice a year, the solar eclipse and then the lunar eclipse, or sometimes we have the lunar eclipse first before the solar eclipse, and that's the way it is this month. So first we're going to have a lunar eclipse around September 17th. And then 2 weeks later after that, around October 2nd, we'll have the solar eclipse. And eclipses are so important as an astrologer because they always bring out something we didn't know about. In the darkening of the light, something comes out, and as I always tell you, this concerns world affairs as well as personal affairs. So in your own life, you might come across something that's revealed that just is something you didn't dream would come out and be surfacing in your life at this time. So be open, be aware, because they have so much to teach us about our lives, who we are, and our destiny. So looking at this month, this is really incredible because we have had so many things going on, especially concerning violence and war, and so many extremes with severe weather, earthquakes. It's all coming down and it's happening. So as you're well aware, between now and the end of the year, and yes, even into the first 6 months of 2025 will be the most eventful in a lifetime. Let me just say that. So get ready, be prepared. But what I think, especially since it's an eclipse, things are being revealed out of the dark. And this truly means that this is something that is shocking and unexpected. That's the name of the game this whole month. Shocking, unexpected events. And that happens suddenly. Now, we can think of a whole lot of things that can fall under that category. But this month, one of the main reasons why I'm using these words, shocking, unexpected, sudden events, because Uranus, the planet of change and unexpected shocking events, is going to station around the 2nd of September and turn retrograde. When this happens, or September 1st or 2nd, but believe me, around this time, and even this is so close to the end of August, so August, September, expect the unexpected. And of course, Uranus, because unexpected events rule earthquakes and attacks, all these things are so powerfully predicted during this time of year. Mars has just gone into Gemini, and Mars will be in Gemini for about 6 weeks. And as it is in Gemini, which is going to go into Gemini the very end of August, so throughout the whole month of September, it will be in the sign of Gemini, which is, of course, it's a sign of communications, but Mars being there, it's going to reveal a lot of communications that have been false. Now, all at the same time, when it goes into Gemini, I think I made it clear in previous videos that the chart I use for the United States has 4 planets in Gemini. And as it first enters into the sign, it's going to cross over Mars, then Venus, Jupiter, Sun, And this is critical. Mars is very violent. And during this month, it will cross over the degree that is at the pivotal point of Rahu and Ketu. So if you draw a line from Rahu and Ketu, which are always exactly opposite, and these are the points in space that cause eclipses. So if you were to draw a line from one to the other, the exact midpoint is going to be where Mars is going to be crossing. And this is going to be happening around the time of the eclipse, around September 17th. So this is heavy. Heavy things are going on this month. It's already started in August. So astrologically, this is going to be incredibly intense. So Mars, while it is at that pivotal point most of this month, it will be in the nakshatra. This will especially be around the time of the lunar eclipse, which is the 17th. It's going to be in the nakshatra called Ardra. And Ardra's symbol is a teardrop. It represents sorrow and sadness, and it is ruled by the storm god, Rudra, which Rudra is the storm god that causes eruptions and violent weather. So expect that too. So along with earth changes, earthquakes, violent weather, we've got a lot to think about for this month, don't we? So this is really, really important that we know where these planets are so we can better prepare ourselves. Now, I want to say that with all the things that are coming out and being exposed, I want you to know that this is actually part of the healing that we must go through in order to make the world a better place. So all of this healing will come through the awareness of what we need to heal, because now we can see clearly the truth of what's been going on in our world. And this is global affairs, absolutely. So looking at the new moon, which happens September 2nd, this new moon will be in Leo. And remember, guys, I am a Vedic sidereal astrologer. I do not do Western tropical. If you think these placements aren't correct, it's because you're thinking of the Western placements. This is sidereal. And remember, I always say, why do I do sidereal? Because it's the true placements of where the planets are, and it's much more predictive. It is a science. So I encourage everyone to investigate this, though. And while I'm at it, I will remind you that this is the month I'm starting my university. So semester 1 is about to begin, and semester 1 is the one that you want to start with. So this is, it's going to be around September 22nd. So get ready. If you've always wanted to learn Vedic astrology, now's your time. And I will become your teacher. And let me remind everyone while I'm at it to sign up for my free newsletter. You'll get all of my predictions delivered to your email address, weekly, free. On top of that, go to my website, sign up, galacticcenter.org. While you're there, check out all the features and opportunities that you can tap into by becoming part of my Patreon page. Go to Galactic Center, it'll direct you to my Patreon. So it's galacticcenter.org. And last but not least, my Galactic Planner. This is where it's going to take your chart, calculate it, give you all the predictions you need every day of your life, and it's delivered into your calendar. And it is free right now for the first month. Try it out. And it's about to expire the 1 month free. So you better jump on this month so you can get in onto trying out for completely free. So let me continue on about this new moon that I'm looking at, because, as I said, it is going to be in Leo. And the nakshatra that it's going to occur in is called Purva Falguni, one of my favorite nakshatras. It is the most expressive, the most creative, and really art and creativity are such an important part of our world. And I believe that art really connects people. Art and creativity gives people happiness, because when you're able to express yourself, it is so powerful, and it connects you to other people in the same realm. Art and creativity will be a focus. And actually, I noticed that by the end of the month, that we're going to have Venus. It's going to be like around after September 18th. Venus is going to leave the sign of Virgo, where it's debilitated. So most of the month, all the way till September 17th, realize that Venus is debilitated in Virgo, which means matters around love and relationship are difficult. But after that, on the 18th, Venus will, right before, cross over the fixed star Spica at 29 Virgo in 0 degrees of Libra. It is the star of creativity and talent. It's a star of writers and just exceptional, beautiful, creative talents. So this is the time to express yourself and get more involved with your creativity. And I guarantee you also this month, we're going to see more movies come out, more inspiring stories and books, things that are so expressive and creative. And one thing before I forget, something that came to me intuitively also, and I checked out their charts. And the two Beatles that are still alive, Paul and Ringo, they must watch their health. I must say that came up. So be aware of that. I mean, those are legends of all time, the Beatles. So, but this period that I came up for them is actually the next 3 months. So do some prayers. But the new moon that is going to be happening around September 2nd, it will be opposing Saturn. Like I said, it's going to be in Leo. And during this time, of course, the sun is in Leo and Saturn is in Aquarius. They're extraordinarily strong in their own signs of dignity, of rulership. So this is a time when power, people getting to feel and get a sense of their own power. And of course, leaders in the world are going to be really coming on strong with their plans for the future. So be aware of that. Of course, with the presidents, it's going to be a big fight, probably. Crazy things are going to be happening with that. But I will say this, during this time, when Saturn it's very close to the moon and it's opposed the sun. So Saturn's tied up in this new moon where, Saturn's going to be opposing the new moon, which means the moon and the sun are exactly conjunct when we have a new moon. So this is heavy. This brings out a lot of heavy feelings, and it's a little depressive during this time. Saturn can deal with depression and a sense of feeling very heavy. And I think during this time, it's going to be a difficult time for the economy. And I see things starting to really, the bottom starting to fall out with the stock market and the economy. September, October is going to be very, very difficult economically and for the stock market. It's going to still be pretty volatile, but it's starting to really show where it's going, and that isn't good. It's going to be going downwards. So another thing is, during the time of this new moon, we're going to have Mercury, gandanta. It will be around 29 degrees of Cancer. That is probably the worst degree in the zodiac when it comes to gandanta, and I've explained this many, many times. Gandanta deals with drowning. It deals with the sense of losing control. It actually means a knot which things are stuck, but it deals with being out of control. And that's what you feel when you're drowning. You can't grasp onto anything. And as I said so many times, I've seen this in charts of people who have actually drowned, such as Natalie Wood. Mercury sits at 29 degrees of Cancer, such as Dennis Wilson. I know I said Brian before. Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys. His ascendant was at 29 degrees of Cancer. Both of them drowned, literally. But looking at this Mercury being here, it's so intense because Mercury is how we think, and we think we can't get a hold of our minds, and people feel like they're losing their heads or losing their minds, literally, during this time with Mercury being there. Plus, it's a Sarpa Drekana. That means in the 36 Drekanas, it's a Sarpa, which in the pictorials, it deals with snakes. And this, in essence, when you talk about Sarpa Drekanas, let me just put it this way. It's very dangerous. So be cautious. Watch where you're going. Like I said, avoid places where you might see severe weather and storms or hurricanes. That's what I'm seeing during this time. It's very, very difficult, but on a positive note, as I said, this is a month of great creative talent. People are coming alive with creativity and self-expression. And sometimes when things get really rough, people need to express themselves as to how they feel. And this gives meaning to our lives. It inspires us to be better as humankind and humanity. So this will bring us together the more we get involved with inspirational stories, healing, the arts, all of that. So one thing now I want to really get into before I finish this video, and this is serious. And it is when I'm looking at this lunar eclipse. It just so happens that this lunar eclipse, that the moon will be with Rahu, and it is in Pisces, and the sun will be in Virgo next to Ketu. So we have the moon, Rahu, Neptune in Pisces, and the sun, Ketu, and Venus at this time of the eclipse. Venus is 29 degrees. But what I get out of this is the potential for disease. Neptune rules disease. Rahu and Ketu are destiny. And I went back and found one of the worst plagues that ever struck the planet, called Black Death. And the nodal axes, Ketu was in Virgo and Rahu was in Pisces. And looking at the solar eclipse that happens in October, around October 2nd, we have all of these planets in Virgo. Virgo is the sign of health and healing. And this eclipse sits, the solar eclipse, with Ketu, which can mean great losses. So I am looking at the impending probability of some type of pandemic. I hope it's just a case of a bad flu season, but it looks like it's more than that. And we have to be careful. This is serious because we can talk all we want about nuclear war and all of that. That is not as damaging. Maybe it is to the universe, but it's not as damaging to humanity as a virus. It can take a lot more people out. And with the way this world is, biological warfare is far dangerous. And now that the world that wants destruction, those that want destruction know the damage done from viruses. They can use this again on us. So here's what I say. Please strengthen your immune system now. Don't wait another minute. Do everything you can to get healthy. And this will help tremendously to get healthy now. And even if it doesn't happen, we don't see the influx of anything like this, September, October, before the end of the year. This is where it will be made quite obvious of what's going on. So this is the war. This is the kind of destruction and war that is the most damaging. And it looks like the planet is in for a really rough ride. So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to be very centered. And when I say centered, I want everyone to center themselves every day, even if it takes 5 minutes. Connect with your spirit, center your soul, breathe deeply, and ask and know that you are protected and you are connected with your divinity of the Spirit of God that's within all of us. So when you do this, this is the most powerful thing you can do to protect you and your family. So in those prayers, put out the light to protect you, your family, and send that light out to the world so that hopefully we can avoid all this. It is possible. Nothing is set in stone. But if we don't change the way things are rolling, it's going to go along these lines. So we can change it through conscious awareness, centering ourselves, connecting to the Divine Spirit, and sending that light out to the world. I want everyone to practice this at least 5 minutes a day. It will create such a change that we need right now in this world. So I'll leave you with that. And remember, if you would like more information on me, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Join my Patreon, sign up for my free newsletter, and don't forget my Galactic Planner. So go to galacticcenter.org and go to galacticplanner.com to sign up for my free month with the Galactic Planner. And don't forget, if you want to learn Vedic astrology, this is it. Become my student. We're starting this month, September 22nd. So go to universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.